On the line with me, as promised, is Evvie McKinney. Hi again. How are you?
Good.
Awesome. Awesome. Listen, the pandemic has not gotten you down because you got a lot of
Oh
great
no.
stuff going down. A lot of
Yes,
great stuff going
ma'am.
on. Let's talk a little bit about it. You got married. Now you got a baby on the way and a brand new record release, right?
Yes, all of that has happened over the course of the pandemic, and God is just so good and so faithful. I remember going into 2020, promising and vowing to myself and to God that no matter what happened in that year and in this year as well, I would always say that God is faithful, and He is so faithful.
I love that. I love that. We talked to you when you did your video release and released the first single from the record, but now the full
Yes.
record is out. It's called This Is Evvie McKinney. Why title it that?
Well, I titled it "This Is Evvie McKinney" first of all to get people to know who I am, because I am quote unquote new on the gospel and Christian scene. Although I've been singing my whole life, but this is a time now, where the spotlight is being shined on me, and
Hmm.
I titled it that because every single song I wrote and I put my all into these songs, and you get to experience my personal relationship with God in every single one of these songs. So that's why I titled it This Is Evvie McKinney.
I love that. I saw that in another interview you said it's more than just a title, it's a declaration. And
Yes,
that's so amazing.
absolutely.
I love it.
Yes,
So we've been playing Ain't That Just Like God. I
yes.
love that. I love
Thank
the
you.
album itself. It really shares a portion of your bubbly personality and this
Yes.
bright light that God has allowed you to be. Let's talk about Ain't That Just Like God, the new single. What inspired you to do it, and what would you like to hear, like listeners to get from it?
Yeah, well, just like God was written, um, it was written at the end of 2019, and I wrote it because I was in a place. I was in that place. Financially, I wasn't really stable. I wasn't really getting a lot of work. I wasn't performing a lot of gigs, but God was still making a way. And even after I had been on the four battle for stardom in 2018, I won the show. I had that whole life where I lived that Hollywood life. I lived in California. I was around the celebrities and the big pop stars and stuff like that. So that was I see miracles and I see blessings falling out of nowhere because
Mm.
that was that was the platform that God had given me to just completely change my whole world. And then after that, I started to release music with Republic Records. I had the major record deal as well, but then years later, a couple years later, I'm praying and consistently my prayers are just manifesting each and every day because the Lord knew that He knew that I didn't want to be a quote unquote pop star. He knew that my heart was always to do music to help inspire people who knew God and people who didn't know God. And I've always had that fire in me. And so just like God is literally saying that God does supernatural things because He can, because He's the only person in the world that has that power to literally change your world and make miracles fall out of nowhere. Even in the first verse, I say, um, I've been down to $1, but I know where my help comes from, and that is literally my mindset. In 2019, when I wasn't working that much, I I didn't know how my rent was gonna get paid. I didn't know how some of my bills were gonna get paid. But you think I worried about it? I ain't got to worry about nothing because the Lord tell me not to worry about it. And so I just put it in that song. I see blessings falling out of nowhere, and I'm thinking, ain't that just like God?
I love it. I love it. Listen, the
Yes,
entire project. This is Evvie McKinney. Download that, purchase it wherever you buy
yes,
music, support her music. It is so amazing. I'm telling you, she's a bright light in the midst of this
yes.
dark world. So I'm excited to have you on, Evvie. Thank you so very much. We're going to support you here in Baltimore, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I so appreciate it.
All right, that's Evvie McKinney on Praise 106.1.